Yo, Mike. Mike check 1 2. Please tell me what it do. What's going on with y'all niggas, man? And y'all bitches. And y'all kings and queens. What's up, y'all? Welcome in, Mo. Welcome in to another beautiful episode of Mornings with Omar. And I'm your host, man. It's your boy here. You know, just call me Old Meezy for short. And I know that Old Meezy can't possibly be short for Omar, but I'm here to tell you that it is. So, thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time listening, welcome in. I appreciate you for checking me out. If you're a returning listener, you already know the vibes, man. You know what we do here. It's Friday. Happy Friday. We here to have a good time, celebrate life, get some shit off, spit some facts, give some opinions, and we're gonna take things up, man. You know what I mean? This is only the beginning. Like I said, man, happy Friday. Hope everybody's doing good, feeling good, looking good. You know the fucking vibes. And like I said, man, it's a beautiful time to be alive. We celebrating. We got our cups full. You know what I mean? Cup of whatever you sipping on. Cup of water, cup of mud, cup of that good drink. Whatever your choice of drink is, man, just, sip slow, sit back and relax. And, let's just vibe out, We ain't gotta be too serious, man. If it's morning, good morning to you. If you're hearing this in the afternoon, good afternoon to you. And guess what? You guessed it. If it's the evening, good evening to you. Whatever time of the day is, I just hope you in a cool, comfortable place. Cause I hope you got some time to kick back and relax, or be productive in the background and just listen and see what's going on out there, man. If you're on your way to work or commuting somewhere, safe travels to you. If you at home just waking up, make sure you get that sleep out your eye and go brush your teeth, stretch, get something light to eat, maybe some fruits and veggies, drink some warm water. They say cold water is bad for you. It's probably true. I don't know, but I drink it warm regardless, whatever they say. But for real, man. Like I said, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for being here. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate you. Mornings with Omar. I think we are at episode. Are we at 8? We're at 9. Episode 9. We are moving along. Listen, happy Black History Month. We almost near the end. This is the last weekend of Black History Month. So, let's celebrate right. Let's continue to pay homage to those that came before us. Celebrate their lives and the things that they accomplished and contributed to this beautiful world and society. This place that we call home, because we here in America, and that's just how we give it up. We gonna celebrate these things. Listen, the month's almost over. February, y'all know what it is. This is the short month. And man, did it feel like it. We damn right at the end. I hope everybody, kind of game plan for this coming month and is ready to tackle that. I hope, everybody was able to accomplish things that they need to accomplish throughout this month, the love month, Black History Month. And that's the only really relevant things here. So outside of that, like I said, hope everybody was able to just, keep planning and preparing and achieving goals and staying focused on whatever they need to stay focused on. Real shit. Listen, man, I'm doing well. I'm doing good. By the time y'all hear this, listen, I'm on the road. I'm taking a nice little trip this weekend, actually for the next couple weeks. And hopefully y'all can get an episode from me next week. But I'm going to be still road tripping for like the next week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. And I got to find a way to, deliver this content to y'all. But really, I'm taking a nice little break away from everything. So if I don't give y'all an episode next week, then you're gonna get a lot of bonus footage and stuff like that y'all can probably check out on my YouTube page. Cause I ain't gonna make it. I ain't gonna make y'all pay for it. We just getting to know each other. So we gonna give this up the real way. Y'all support me, I support you. You want to see me win, and I want to see y'all win too. So I'm gonna just give y'all some photos and videos of what I'm out here doing in the world. But y'all don't worry about that this week. That's some next week stuff. But yeah, man, let's get to it. Let's see what we're gonna jump right into. I feel like a lot of stuff's been going on. A lot of stuff's been happening, and I don't even know where to start for real, because it's been a lot. So much. I truly don't know where to start. Let's start with rest in peace. Let's get this out the way. Rest in peace to Maud Arbery, whose deathversary was here a couple days ago. It's been a year since he was murdered by some racist and prejudiced Caucasians down in Georgia who had ties to the police. And rest in peace to that king, man. Long live Omar Arbery. I'm happy that prayers out to Tiger Woods, who recently had a car accident and had to get surgery. I think he suffered like a broken leg or broken ankle or something crazy like that. So prayers out to Tiger and his family, praying for a speedy recovery. I feel like there was some other stuff that's, let me see. I feel like I'm missing somebody else that may have passed, and my apologies. It's like I said, it's been a lot going on, man, and there's been a lot of stuff just in the news, and I'm trying to keep up with it all, and cover all the topics and not keep y'all here too long. So I'm gonna do my best to just try to touch on some good things and relive some shit with y'all. So listen, man, in this world, let's start with some basic things, basic concepts. Obviously, everybody has opinions, right? And everybody's entitled to their own opinion. And I'm not here to tell y'all how y'all should think, how you should see things. And yeah, that's really that. So, but you also have to look at things with an open mind. You can't just look at things one-sided or just from your point of view or perspective, because you don't get to see the whole picture. And I'm bringing that up today because recently on the web there's been, and you may have not seen it because maybe it was just like a local thing for where I'm at, my area, but it was a 14-year-old kid who was accused. And let me say that again. 14-year-old kid, male, black, who was accused, not convicted, but accused of murdering someone a couple years ago. And I believe he was sentenced to like 7 years in prison or something like that. Hold on, because now I gotta make sure I fact check this shit, man, because I don't want to give y'all some wrong information. But actually, listen, I'm not here to give you that story. I'm just here to give you a story. So it was a kid, 14-year-old. He was accused of murdering someone a couple years ago. So he's probably like 16, 17 now. But I guess he wasn't found guilty, or maybe he was. I don't know. But he was charged with some time, so I guess he was found guilty. Excuse me, pardon me. So yeah, he was accused of it. I think he got charged with some time, whatever. And this was online, so the comments, of course, were just, really, just bashing the young man and telling him, just get ready for prison and, he deserves it and, don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Those type of sentiments, all towards this young man who is a 14-year-old kid. Then in the same news page, they had a female posted, 14-year-old girl who killed her sister, admittedly killed her sister. And, you guessed it, the comments read like, oh, mental health is serious and prayers to that family and that little girl. And, they should seek, hopefully she gets the help she needs mentally and, so sad and sentiments like that. So, just a little lesson on perspective here is, you can't see things one-sided. You can't see a black kid who was accused of something and, was charged with it or whatever. And now he has to, spend some time in prison. But you don't know what that kid went through. You don't know the trauma that he's faced in his life. You don't know the circumstances that surrounded the situation. And ultimately, you weren't in that kid's shoes, so you don't know what was going on. You don't know what he was thinking. But on the other hand, y'all can't have empathy for him. But for a little girl who's the same age, who admitted that she killed her sister, her older sister, I believe it was, or maybe younger, I don't remember. But that's not important. Y'all can have empathy for her. And listen, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm surprised by this rhetoric or that this type of stuff, like I said, comes to a surprise for me. But it just kind of goes to show that, there's still this stigma on black people when they do crimes that, we're like they're premeditated and, we're aggressive and, it's just in our nature that we're this way and things like that. And these are false ideologies that aren't fact-based behind any type of science, I think if anyone is put in a position, then when it's survival and it's you or someone else, then, basic human surviving instincts is you or me, and we don't know if both the young teenage male and the young teenage female felt the same way. They both could have felt like they were in life-threatening situations and did what they had to do to survive. Or it was premeditated. Or it was an accident. Or, you see what I'm getting at? Like, there's so many variables that could have played a part. And you can't jump to one conclusion and say that this is for sure the way that it happened, and then go to another thing that's similar and say, oh, well, this happened this way because whatever reason. If you can justify one thing or find empathy, then you can use that same, reasoning with something else. So, what I'm saying all that to say is, you really just have to just be open-minded when you're even discussing anything that you're unfamiliar with. If you don't know all the facts, just be open-minded, all right? Because if you see something in the news and you read a headline or you hear the little news anchor person saying this, that, and the third happened, Okay, why don't you ask yourself, okay, why is this news anchor person telling me this information? Why is what they saying credible information? And why should I believe that these are all the facts that they're presenting? What, you can ask yourself the questions. What is the motivation behind reporting this story? And why are you telling me this? And what is your agenda? You know, because you got to be aware that there is agendas that's going on in these big companies and corporations to influence people and have them think a certain way. And it's been this way since a while now. You know, just like consumerism. You know, people feel like they need to buy things, consume things. It's a way of thinking. It was psychologically done to the population in society to make them believe that they have to keep buying things and replacing old things with new things. It's ingrained. That's why they show so many commercials on TV, and Super Bowl ads are so expensive because they're marketing and trying to make you think that this is what you should have, and this is what's hot, and this is the new trend, and this is what you should be a part of. It's the same thing in the news, man. It's the same thing in everything that you read, everything you see on TV. It's all trying to get you to think a certain way. So be mindful and think about the other perspective, and think about the social factors that could have contributed to some of these things that you see. So, yeah, man, just like I said, man, be mindful, open-minded, think about the other perspective, and formulate your own opinions based off of facts, man, not off of what other people saying. But let's get started, man. Listen, I rewatched Judas and the Black Messiah again, and I gained something else from it. I learned something that, like, you ever see something and then, kind of get a message, and then you hear something or see something again, and you get a different message in it. So I guess that's what happened to me when I rewatched Judas and the Black Messiah. And I understood this. I understood that, the title itself, Judas is one person, and the Black Messiah is another person. And for some reason, that just didn't register to me because I'm kind of slow sometimes. So it just didn't register. And Judas, hopefully y'all seen the movie by now, and I'm not giving any spoilers out. But even if I am, you can still watch the movie because, like I said, me rewatching it, I'm still learning stuff, that I just didn't catch the first time. So Judas plays a role, his role, who is he's portraying William O'Neill, who was an FBI informant, who basically helped the FBI assassinate Fred Hampton in his home in his sleep. So, yeah, Judas is this FBI informant who infiltrates the Black Panther Party and essentially helps destroys the Black Panther Party. And it made me think about, this Judas role in society. Because the Judases, I'll just call them that, they're a real thing. And they're out here every day. And these Judas people, I'm more than certain, can be any race, but in this instance, we're just going to refer to them as black people, black Judases. And these Judas's job and role is not to help or uplift, the black community or black organizations that's trying to do something for the black community. Um, and you can think of a recent instance of a Judas in, Pop Smoke's death or Nipsey Hussle's death or, Malcolm X, if you want to go a little further back. Um, yeah, so basically these type of people they're planted, they're plants. And, they're, like I said, their whole agenda is to destroy from within. You know, they play your friend, and they act like they're going to assist you in your goals and what your vision is and things like that. But ultimately, they want to see your downfall. They want to see you fail, and they do it at the expense of their own people. That's why I say they can probably be of any race, but for this instance, we're just going to stick to it as the African American race. And I'm not even going to get into this racism, the real thing right now, because I can go on a tangent for that. But yeah, man, these Judas people, they don't want to see you win, and they'll believe everything negative about you before they believe one good thing about you. So in the movie, no matter what Judas or William O'Neill seeing positive that Fred Hampton and the Black Panther Party was doing, he was still at the same time feeding information to the FBI agent Roy Mitchell, who was then feeding it to his superiors to destroy Fred Hampton and the Black Panther Party, to assassinate Fred Hampton and the Black Panther Party. And William O'Neill, like I said, he was a Black Panther member. He was even the head of security of that chapter of the Black Panthers in Chicago. And like I said, he did Black Panther things and he played his role very well. But at the same time, he was selling out for some $100. I think for getting Fred Hampton killed, I think he received $300 for that job, for giving what's it called, the blueprint of Fred Hampton's apartment. He drew it out for the FBI agents, and after they carried out that assassination, they awarded him $300. You got probably the most influential black organization that was really doing something for black people in the last 60 years or so. The most influential people in organization. You destroyed it. You destroyed your people and the progression of your people for $300. And that's what I mean. These are the Judas's people. And don't get it confused with Judaism, because that's a whole different thing. I'm just talking about Judas, the role of the character in the movie that represented what William O'Neill did to Fred Hampton and the Black Panther Party. That's all I'm talking about. So yeah, these people, man, they're out here every day, all day. They might pretend to be your friends. They might go to places with you, and they may do things with you. But secretly, they will sell you out. They will, do whatever they need to do to make a quick buck or a quick come up or a quick, viral moment at your expense or at the expense of all of us, And we call these people V now. You know what I mean? Vino. That's what it is. Vino. Which means that you can be bought with a certain price. And you don't want to be around people like that can be bought. But yeah, man, that made me think also on this whole Meek Mill and 6ix9ine thing. And I think I might have talked about this briefly last podcast, but I don't like to talk about this guy 6ix9ine because I think he's a cancer to our culture. You know, he should not be allowed to do the things he's doing and portray the image that he's portraying and still be successful or still get, attention and clicks and things like that. It's cancerous to our culture. And I mean, it's just not fair that we can lose our good brothers like Pop Smoke and Nipsey Hussle, XXX Tentacion, even Mac Miller, Juice WRLD, to either being murdered or dying by, overdosing or something like that. But yet someone that, goes against everything that we stand for, everything that, we are our ways of living, who goes against all of that, is allowed to be in his culture and thrive and make jokes and funnies and try to troll and have no repercussions for that. I think that's exactly a representation of Judas in the music culture. That's exactly what that is. And Judas, like I said, it can be represented in many different ways. It can be on a political level with the Black Panther Party. It can be in the musical level with this Meek Mill and 6ix9ine thing, with 6ix9ine being Judas. It can be in your everyday life with just someone that you know. And, they setting you up for a couple $1,000s, or, you know what I mean? It can be a multitude of things. And that whole 6ix9ine thing, man, it really bothers me because, hip hop and this culture, it's been keeping everything relevant and keeping this world going and being one of the number one inspirations for all kids and teenagers. Yeah, I mean, it's the number one music genre. And, we just can't have things like, or people like that in this culture. And I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I mean, what else happened in the world, man? Before I leave that Meek Mill 6ix9ine situation, for you idiots out there who think that Meek Mill is a sucker or soft or whatever for sending his lawyers to request that 6ix9ine take him out of his music video. Like, if you don't see why he would do that, then honestly, like, you're a part of the problem. And your ways of thinking is far behind the rest of us forward-thinking people and us just logical thinking people and people who care about our images and how we're viewed in this world. And frankly, you're not going to make $1 off my image or my likeness without my consent. And if you think you could just throw me in a video because we had a little interaction that I ain't even want to happen or take place, and now you're going to try to, use that to monetize off of, nah, it don't go down like that. Remove me from your video, you know what I mean? Or I'm coming for that bread that the government's paying you. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. So, what I bet you will happen is that they're going to take him out that little video that they did or that they inserted them into, because they ain't trying to lose none of that paper that they paying them or that they protecting them with. You know, pardon me. But yeah, we off that. That's that. One of the fascinating things that I came across this week is, just children and how children learn, how children grow, and how they think, how they just a lot about their growth and basically I know it's a lot of parents out there. I know so many people with kids, young kids, teenagers, um, young adolescents, toddlers, whatever you want to call them. You know, mostly everyone you know these days has a child or multiple kids. So, what I want to tell y'all about this is that obviously we were all children at one point, and I think I told y'all last episode that sometimes as children, excuse me, we carry on trauma from childhood, and then we never deal with it, and we carry it into adulthood. And I was just telling you how those things can affect you today if you don't address them. Um, so basically, what I want to say is just some more information on how children grow, how children think, and just to give y'all, an idea in a life, a view into the life of a child. So the first thing I want to say is that I think sometimes people have the misconception that children are smarter than they are. I've seen firsthand in many of instances where a child does something or they spill something or they don't do something right, and then the parent wilds out or yells or curses and things like that, as if the child should have known better or should have done better or not spilled the drink, you know. And I think that sometimes people fail to realize that children only do, mostly, children only know what to do or how to do something based off of what they seen you do, what they seen someone else do, what you showed them how to do, or just basic instincts on how it's done. And if you didn't show them how to do something, or you didn't teach them how to do something, or you didn't help facilitate them doing something, then, how can you sit there and at the same breath get mad when a child doesn't do something right? Or I see it, same thing. A child spills a drink because they're clumsy and they're a child, like a 3-year-old. This is when I say child, this is what I'm referring to. I'm referring to like 3-year-olds, because I've seen people yell at 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds or 5-year-olds as if they're supposed to just be these excellent jugglers of things and balance things on their freaking nose and shit. No, man, they're still learning. They're still trying to formulate their motor skills and how to precisely do things. And listen, they're clumsy. All right, 3-year-olds, they do things aggressively and they do things without precision. By the time they're about 4, maybe 5, that's when precision comes along. That's when they start to do things to be like symmetrical, to say the least. So like think of like a 3-year-old stacking blocks. They might stack a lot of blocks aggressively, throw them all on top of each other, and it's not straight, but they're stacked high. But by the time that child reaches about 5 years old, then you'll see them stack less blocks more precisely on top of each other, where they'll fit a shape into another, to its spot that it's supposed to fit in more perfectly, because now they're focused on trying to do things in a precise way instead of just doing them. When toddlers are really small, like I said, they just want to do things just to do them. They don't necessarily want to do them to learn how to do them. They don't want to do them because they want to know the meaning behind it. They want to do it, just to get some energy out. They don't have reasoning yet. They don't have that function to really think and reverse actions and attribute depth or what's another way to put it? Perspective. They don't see other perspectives on things. They only see their perspective. So think about, like, if you ask a child, can mommy have a cookie? And the child just shakes their head yes. Yeah, I mean, the child doesn't think about that mommy wants a cookie because mommy's hungry. They just think of, can I give mommy a cookie? Yes, I can. So they just shake their head yes because it's something that they can do. They don't really think about the perspective of the mom, or what else was I saying? That they don't understand depth, or they can't reverse things. So I think another thing is called like conversion, something like that. So like if you have 3 different shapes of bottles or something, and you put water in each shape, right? One's very small and circular, another one is similar to that shape, and then the third container is long and sleek, and you pour the water from first container to the second container. You ask the child, hey, does this have the same amount of water as before? A young child would say yes, it has the same amount of water as before. And then you pour that second container full of water into the third long, sleek container and say, does it have the same amount of water? That young child will say, no, it has more water now, because they see the length and they think that the length means that there's more, and they can't grasp that, just because the shape is different doesn't mean that the properties of what's in it is different. You know what I mean? So you really got to be mindful and just be patient with children. And I guess that's why they say, parenting requires patience. And I don't have children. I don't want to make y'all feel like, I'm the guy that knows it all. I'm just the guy that learns. And like I told y'all before, when I learn something, I feel like, why can't I give y'all free information? So, yeah, man, you got to remember that these young children, they don't really understand reasoning and things of that nature until about age 7. So, up until then, you really have to be really patient, because children are growing. They're learning in different ways than we think that they know things, Yeah, man. I mean, even the way they think, they don't even, how like when we think inside of our head, and it's just like inner thought. It's called private speech. And then, have you ever seen a child, maybe that was like coloring up some pages or building some blocks or putting a train together, and they're thinking out loud? If you ever was around them and they're thinking out loud, like, okay, which piece should I put down first? Or should I put this piece on top of this piece? If you ever heard a kid talking out loud like that, that means they're just now starting to, get the sense of thinking from their perspective, and they're starting to understand perspectives. Because when they start to do that private speech, then it's a way for them to like regulate their behavior and regulate their thoughts and regulate their emotions by thinking out loud. And they ain't master it yet, so they're not thinking in their head like we do as adults. But once they get to that point, then they're close to that point where, like I said, they're understanding reasoning and things like that, and are able to make those conversions and such. And I mean, I'm getting all this information. The book that I'm reading, it's on lifespan development. I think it's by like Colby, Colby. I want to say Yates or Bates, Colby Bates, Bates, something like that. But it's really good information. It also goes to identify and highlight that accidents is still the number one cause of death for young children, followed by smoking. Smoking is like a big threat to child health. And this is one of the things that, I try to stress a lot, because it's unfair for children who have to be exposed to smoke when they don't smoke. And you adults need to really stop being selfish and smoking around your children, even if it's just a cigarette, even if it's some weed, even if it's a black and mild, even if it's some incense burning. Yeah, I mean, it's still smoke, bro. That's going into young bodies that aren't developed yet. Lungs aren't fully developed yet. And the smoke is obviously, it goes without being said. You know what smoke does to our bodies as adults. So what do you think it's going to do to a child's body? Yeah, I mean, and more and more children in the United States are growing up with health problems, with asthma and things like that, because they're exposed to smoke at a young age, even, sometimes before birth. So yeah, man, as adults, if you have children and you just think, oh, I'll just smoke some weed, it's good for me, it should be good for no, just stop that whole thought process. It's an ignorant way of thinking, and it's not true. Just find somewhere else to smoke, man. You don't have to smoke in front of your kids. Just, if they're in one room, go to another room. Come on, figure it out. Another big problem today with children is that they're not eating right. And obviously this falls on the parents, because the parents are the ones that feed the children. And what's going on is that children aren't having enough activities to do throughout the day. Their activities are eating instead of actual educational activities or structured activities that can lead to school readiness. Children are just doing things all day without any, what's the word? I don't want to say construction. Why am I blanking on it? Structure. That's the word. They're doing things all day without any structure, and then they're just eating, and then they're going back to, just being wild all day and then eating. But there's no structure in it. They're not doing any educational activities. They're not learning about, the alphabet, or identifying letters, or identifying numbers, or learning about numbers, or learning about the months, or learning about seasons, or learning about words. And there's so much that you can teach a child. Literally everything in the world you can teach them. And if you can't afford to put your child in a preschool or a daycare where they can learn, find time at home. Just say, make it up. If you have a 5-year-old child or 4-year-old child who's not ready for first grade yet, and obviously it's a pandemic, So yeah, just be like, hey, little Jessica, do you or little TJ? Hey, let's do school. Get your book bag and you could pack a little lunch and set up a different area in your house or your home, apartment, wherever, and spend an hour to have some activities with your child. You can find activities online free. Like a lot of parental stuff is free online, like literally. Like you can check these government websites. You could just check random Pinterest or things like that for activities that you could do with your child. Listen, I used to work in a daycare facility, so I know Pinterest has a lot of activities that you can just go in there. You can view. You can save them that so you can view them later. And they're all great, and children will do them because they just want to do shit. So once you start structuring that time for activities, then you're giving them this stuff to do. They're exerting energy. They're learning. And then you also listen. Children required, they say, 2 hours of physical activity, exercise, and shit like that. So, when there's a nice little 50-degree day out, put your jacket on your child and take them to the park or let them just take a walk around the block. Like, it's not that bad out. It's not freezing out. They're not going to get sick. They need to run anyway. You probably need to run too, so get outside, man, and see some sunlight. And even if it ain't sunny out, just get some fresh air and let your kids run around and let them start to build those social skills now around other children or just around other humans and adults. That way they know, because like I said, at that young age, they still don't grasp certain things. So, yeah, I mean, if your kid's outside playing and they never been outside before and they don't have that wherewithal to know not to run in the street because a car might hit them. Like, they have to be outside. They have to see cars going by. That way you can explain to them, hey, you see that car? Don't run in the street because that car will hit you. Rather than, the kid never being exposed to that situation and then getting hit because they ain't know better. And now you thinking, you blaming the child because why the fuck did this child run in the street after a ball? Well, they ain't know better, and they never been in that situation to know better. And you never taught them about that situation. You know what I mean? Like, as adults, we're fooled because we think that because we know it, they're supposed to know it. But that's just not how it works. It's just not how it works, man. And I just want y'all parents to do better, okay? Stop putting your babies in cars without car seats. And if you do put them in a car seat, make sure that they face the right way, which is the back of the seat. They're facing the back of the seat. They don't face the same way you face because it's not safe that way. Make sure you put the seatbelt on the car seat to really secure it down. Make sure you have your kids in, if you don't put them in the car seat and you just got them sitting in the back because you can't afford a car seat, at least put the seatbelt on them. At least. You know what I mean? Like, some of y'all just be just so reckless with your kids, and I just pray that, those awful things that happen don't happen to y'all. I don't want y'all to learn that way. I'm here giving y'all free knowledge, and the information is free online. If you can spend 40 minutes scrolling on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, you can spend 10 minutes learning how to be a better parent. You heard? So, it's bigger than you. Do it because your kids can't do it for themselves. And when they are able to do it for themselves, they will do it for themselves. And they're going to notice that you didn't do shit for them. I left that silent in there so you parents can get it. And if you're listening to this and you ain't got no kids, I'm sorry for ranting this long about this, but take this information, pass it off to somebody that have kids. Break it down to them in a way where you're not coming off being judgmental or, rubbing them the wrong way. Because I learned that when you give people criticism or you try to critique people's ways of doing things, and really you're just trying to help them, just improve. People don't take it that way. You tell somebody something about what they're doing, and they take it as you're attacking them or you're criticizing them. When in actuality, you just want to see them do better. You want to see them improve what they're doing. And you have to take it that way. You have to see like, okay, I'm doing good at whatever it is. And this person's telling me this. So why don't I take what they're saying as a way to improve whatever it is? And when it comes to parenting, no one has this shit figured out. No one has perfect children. So you might have some good kids, and you might have some bad kids, and you might have kids that really get it the first time you tell them, and you might have kids that you got to break it down to them 3 different ways, or just keep going over it over and over until they get it. But everyone learns different. Just think about it when you get a job and, you have a trainer who's just teaching you something and you're just not getting it, but someone else comes along, explains it a different way, and now all of a sudden you got it. Like, you have to have that same patience with children. And I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I'm going to get off of this here shortly. But, yeah, man, just keep that stuff in mind, man, because it just, the kids are the future, and, let's just set them up for success in whatever way we can. But enough about that. Hey, welcome home, man, to the boy, Bobby frickin' Shmurda. The original hot nigga. The original, a real one. Welcome home, man. Hey, listen, cheers to that. Let me take a sip from my cup. Cheers to Bobby, man. I'm happy he made it. I didn't believe it until, I seen him online and things like that, because, we heard this story a few times. I think it was last year. They said he was getting out, then it got pushed back. Then they said he was getting out, then it got pushed back. I think they did the same thing with Max B for real a few times. So I don't really believe these things until I see it, but it is official. Bobby's finally home. And, the hip-hop culture, and more importantly, Bobby, it just couldn't be a better time to come and just be home and get acclimated to a new world. It's different than it was 6-7 years ago when he first came out. Hope he gets to spend time with his family, and if he has kids, his kids, and his peoples and shit like that. So I'm just happy that a real one came home. I know how it is. Like I said, I got a brother that's sent behind them bars, and his days is almost here, and I'm trying to give him the same type of welcome home as the great Bobby Shmurda got. So, just shout out to all the real ones that's in jail, behind the bars, facing their time, serving, paying their debt to society. That's something that we gotta really, I feel like there's a stigma on that as well. Like, people pay their debts to society, and then society treats them like shit. And I don't want to, perpetuate that at all, because I believe in second chances, and I believe that, people can learn and change and be different people than they were. I seen recently that the longest serving juvenile just got out of prison, something like that. I don't even know if I said that right, but anyway, the guy was like 16 when he went to jail as a juvenile, and he just got out, and he's 81, 82 or some shit like that. The man spent almost 70 years behind bars for some shit he did as a teenager. I think he went on like a stabbing spree with him and some friends. And this was back in like whatever the fuck 70 years ago was, from 2021, because he just got out like a week or two ago. And yeah, man. I mean, for real, that's a long ass time to be in jail. Like, if somebody went to jail when they were 16, before they are an adult, and before their brain is fully developed, and shit like that, before they can even really, I mean, you know how it is, man. You're not, as a 16-year-old, you just don't know yet. You just don't know the things that you need to know, especially if you're not around the right people, don't have the right environment, and you know, it just you just got to take those factors into consideration. So, me personally, I don't think he should have done almost 70 years in jail when you were a 16-year-old. Now, if he was like 24, 26, 27, committed these crimes, even 20, all right, I would understand it. But as a teenager, 16, he could have been like 15 for it. I don't know. I just know he was a teenager. It wasn't 17, though. It was either like 14, 15, or 16. And he got out, and he's like 80 now. And it's like, I mean, yeah, I'm glad that he gets to live his life. But how much life does he even have left to live? I mean, when you spend almost 70 years in jail, bro. Like, you allowed this man not to see anything that happened over the past 70 years except prison, except jail. I just don't think that's right. I don't think we should live in a society like that. Not when someone makes a mistake at 16. You know what I mean? I think he could have did like 30 years. Got out when he was like 40 something. I think that would have been a good debt to pay. 20 years. And prayers to the families. You know, I don't want to sound insensitive that I'm advocating for people to commit crimes and get off easy. No, but you got to think of the time then and the time now. So when he committed those crimes, it was probably in the 40s, maybe. I don't know if that math adds up. The 50s, maybe, when it was still a lot of prevalent and overt racism and prejudice shit going on, segregation going on. So, I mean, think of the time. Think of the social context that was going on. So you telling me that, like in 1980, 1990, when the world was completely different than it was in 1950 or 1940, y'all couldn't give this man a second chance out here? Even in the early 2000s, couldn't give him a second chance out here. But whatever, man. I just feel like we just keep being disproportionately sentenced to these longer terms at ages when, you know, we should be rehabilitated instead of punished for not making better decisions. But yeah, man, you know, just prayers to everybody involved in that too. That was another random rant. I was on some Bobby shit. Welcome home, Bobby. So prayers out to Roddy Ricch. I think I seen that there was a shooting at one of his video shoots, like a literal gun shooting. You know, just listen, man. This rap shit, it's a dangerous job and a dangerous occupation. And you know, we try to, you know, reflect our art in the music and just, you know, we don't want to live these ways, but we have to tell the story of the things that we saw and the ways that we came up. But we don't have to live like that, yo. Like, we don't have to lose anybody else for some senseless violence. So I'm glad that, you know, I think it was somebody else there too with Roddy Ricch, but I'm just glad that he's still here and no one was hurt. It might have been Pooh Shiesty or something. I don't want to. Don't quote me, man. Do your own research. I just know Roddy Ricch was a part of it. I see things in passing, and I just think it's important sometimes to bring it to your attention. But yeah, prayers out to him and everybody that's involved in that. And I'm glad we still got all our kings here. Uh, and it's a lot of stuff that's been going on. Um, so I don't know if y'all seen that movie or the show on Netflix. Yeah, I've been watching a couple random good shows lately and movies. Um, I'll start with the movie first, actually. So the movie I saw was called Red Dot, and they have a version that's not in English, and then they have a version that is in English. So obviously, I watched the one that was in English because the first time I tried to watch it, it wasn't. But it's a really good movie. I think it takes place in maybe like Canada or something, or nah, it's not Canada. I don't know where it is, but it's really good. Just I don't want to talk about it yet. Just go check that movie out called Red Dot. Uh, of course, Judas and the Black Messiah. Y'all should check that out if you didn't already. The Little Things. I fell asleep on that. I'm gonna try to watch that again. Uh, Cecil Hotel. It's a show on Netflix. I've seen the first few episodes. It's really good and really weird. It's one of those documentaries that is like a psychological thriller. I don't know what happens yet because, like I said, I'm only on like the fourth episode or maybe the fifth one. But it's just crazy how I'll tell you, what happened. There's a lady who was like a foreigner and she moved to California. She stayed at the Cecil Hotel and then she just vanished, And so there's a lot of conspiracies and a lot of theories going around about what happened to her throughout the documentary, but it's really good. And if you're into that type of stuff, go check that out. And the new season of Snowfall just came out, and I'm excited, but I'm not too excited because I never watched it before. So I was chilling with a friend, and she had told me that, she had watched it all the seasons. It's season 4 now, so she watched all 3 of the seasons prior. And, I remember a while back, I started to watch Snowfall. But I think I don't know. I don't know what was going on in the world at that time. Actually, I know what was going on. I had 2 girlfriends at the time, so they were taking a lot of my time, and that was a little more fun than watching TV at the time. So that's what was going on. But so I was chilling with a friend, and she was telling me how Snowfall is just really good, and I'm like, yeah, I remember I seen the first episode, but I just never kept watching. So I threw it on, continued to watch it, and man, listen, this show is one of the best shows I've seen. And the late great John Singleton is a producer on it, and it's phenomenal. It's giving you like 3, I think it's like 3 perspectives of 3 different like groups of people, all kind of doing the same thing. They're involved in the same thing, and they're all kind of interrelated, but I don't think they really know how interrelated they are. But it's not typical. It's not like your typical show, and it's just really, really good. Like, especially from jump. Like, once you start like just watching it, a lot of crazy stuff starts happening early on, and they're up to 4 seasons now. So I'm really excited to just see everything that I missed over the past 3-4 years. And I can't wait to catch up and really talk about what's going on today. But if you haven't seen the show Snowfall, it's on FX, which is also on Hulu. I don't know which days the episodes drop, but if you're caught up, then I think you can watch it like 3 in the morning that night when it drops. If not, if you're like me and you're starting from scratch, it's on Hulu. Check it out, Snowfall. and you won't be disappointed, man. Really good show. I recommend it. 5 out of 5. Damn, I wanted to mention something before the snowfall conversation. Oh man, my memory's so bad. Fuck. I can't remember right now, but it was really good. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to uh Money Heist. I think the new season comes out in April, so I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be really good. Um, and yeah, I don't think I'm really looking forward to anything else right now that I can think of. If I do think of something, I'll talk about it next time. But till then, yo, check out Snowfall. Check out that Cecil Hotel. Check out Red Dot. Check out Juice and the Black Messiah on HBO Max. Um, and yeah, man, just try to just enjoy yourself while you can this weekend. If you ain't got nothing to do, that's some things to watch. I was gonna talk about social media and how it changed over the past few years and adjusting to it in ways that you should be trying to adjust to it. But for now, I'll say that, hey man, make sure you use social media correctly. Don't let it use you. I know it's really easy to be susceptible to, the ways of social media and, just being on it for hours at a time, not really being productive, just kind of going into a black hole of swiping and searching and seeing things, and you know how that goes. I mean, if you're like me when I was younger and when YouTube first came out and they had millions of conspiracy theories, and you would go down that rabbit hole of just watching one video about this, and then you'll see a video like it, and then you click that and shit like that. Basically, what I'm saying is just try not to get caught up in that, man. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good for just your ego and your confidence and things like that. And it's not good for whatever you're trying to accomplish if you're not using it correctly. Watch the documentary on Netflix called damn, what's that movie called? It's called The Something. 1 second, because I gotta find out exactly what it's called. The Social Network, The Social Dilemma. That's what it's called, The Social Dilemma on Netflix. And it just kind of tells you how these social media apps work and how they are using users to make money. And if you're on social media and you're not making money, then it's making money off of you. All right? And if you're trying to work towards making money off of it, then just keep working towards it. If you got an idea of how the algorithms work and how things work, just keep doing what you're doing. But if you're just on there and you're spending hours at a time and you're not getting anything done because you're just looking at other people's pictures and comparing your life to their life and being depressed and having anxiety and things like that, then listen, this is what I recommend you to do. I did it a few years ago, and I think everybody should just do it. Take a social media break. Take a cleanse, man. I think I went like 2 years without any social media, and I felt so good. I felt so alive. I felt so grounded. I felt so present. I felt good. I didn't have too much worries. And I think everyone should do it, man. Like, I actually deleted all my accounts at a time. Like, I didn't just deactivate them shits. I, like, deleted them Jones. So I had nothing. I had no Facebook, no Instagram, no Snapchat, no Twitter, and whatever else else was out there. I ain't have any of it. The only negative thing about it was I wish I'd have just deactivated it because I lost contact with a lot of people that I wish I still, had contact with. So now it's kind of hard to regain those connections that I had with people that I lost because, people change usernames and things like that, and it's hard to find people now, especially starting from scratch. But what I can recommend you to do, like I said, is just deactivate your accounts for just try a week. Try to go a week without it. I'm not gonna try to put that year or two like I did on y'all. It just happened to be that way. Like I think my initial goal was just like 2 weeks, and then I made it to like a month, and then I didn't look back after that. But yeah, man. Yeah, give yourself a little cleanse from it. Just take a break. You'll feel good afterwards. You'll feel way more productive. You'll have time to just like it'll feel like I feel like social media is kind of like smoking cigarettes. You don't really notice how much you do it until you stop doing it. So just take a break. Take like I said, a week break, and then just see how much other stuff you can get done, and see how much other things that you can do when you're not spending so much time on social media. And I also equate the same thing to video gaming. I know a lot of people that video game, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with that either, but take a break. If you take a break and then realize how much other things you can get done with that, those couple hours or more as you play video games, and you take a break from that and do some other shit, then you'll really just be a little more productive. And then when you get back into it, I feel like you won't probably do it as much. You won't social media as much. You won't game as much. You won't fill in the blank here as much, So it's important to take breaks from things and not, just overstimulate yourself with certain things or overindulge in certain things. So, just continue to take care of your mental health, of course. And yeah, just look out for yourself, man. Just look out for yourself. Listen, I just want to tell y'all again, man, I really appreciate y'all checking me out and listening every week. It's not something that, that I even think is going to happen. Like, when I post these episodes, sometimes I wonder, like, will anybody listen to this joint? Will anybody check it out? And y'all do every time, every week. And, I just want to let y'all know again that I'm grateful. I'm appreciative. And without y'all, I wouldn't even keep doing this. So, y'all motivate me to do this every week. I appreciate y'all for checking me out. Hey, if you could really fuck with your boy, listen, I got the premium on Podbean, where that y'all can pay like $10 and you'll have all the episodes. You'll own them just like I own them. You'll have your copy too. It's just like buying music from your favorite artist, So yeah, man, if you buy it, then you'll have your collection that you can collect and download and save and stuff like that. And I think you can download, the regular ones too. But, if you want to buy it and support, then, I appreciate it. If not, that's okay. We ain't got to worry about that. Listen, we still learning and growing, and we still connecting and vibing. And, maybe we'll cross that bridge at another time. But, I just want to extend my appreciation and my gratitude to y'all, because y'all are the real deal, and I appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to touch on some quick topics so we can get out of here and wrap this up. I don't want to keep y'all too much longer. New music. Let's see. What came out today? I don't really see too much, bro. I'm not going to lie. don't see too much. Listen, the music I'm playing today is still the same shit I've been playing. I'm still listening to the Judas and the Black Messiah soundtrack. Still listening to the Lucky Day Table for Two. I'm still listening to my older music, Georgia Smith, Lost and Found, My Dear Melancholy, The Weeknd, Morning After by Division. A 7th Streeter got a new song called Guilty with Chris Brown and A$AP Ferg. Song is nuts. It's a straight slapper. I'm still listening to Val VVO1. Hey, listen, I finally dropped the video to a song I recorded. I wrote it a couple years ago. It's called While I'm Here. So what y'all gonna do is go to YouTube, search Greenlight. No, take that back. Search Shot by Greenlight, all one word, space TV. All right, and if you go on this page, it's my boy's page. He's been beasting these videos out left and right. He got videos with artists such as D Jones out of Philly. He got a lot of local artists. He's working with artists in different cities, New York and shit like that. And listen, my boy is a beast behind the camera. But anyway, if you go to that page on YouTube, you'll find my video in there. It's Omar. The song is called While I'm Here. If you don't remember to search Shot by Greenlight space TV, just search Omar While I'm Here. And my video's up there. Go check it out. Go support your boy. Worked hard on the video. It was cold out, but we did it. The video's hard. I'm proud of it. Like I said, it's a song I wrote 2 years ago. And it's all true, man. It's all facts. I don't really write about things that I don't know, I haven't been through, or that I don't know someone else to have gone through. It's a song that I made just to get over some shit that I was going through. And when I wrote it, that's how I felt. So to bring the video out to life now, it was really good. Shout out to Greenlight for that. And yeah, man, I got a lot more in store for y'all. Like I said, I'm taking this trip, and on this trip, I am shooting more videos and shooting more stuff. And I mean, I can't wait to give that to y'all. I don't even want to give y'all too much information, because somebody might try to bite my idea, and I mean, I don't want that to happen, because I ain't seen nobody doing what I'm gonna do. So search While I'm Here, Omar, YouTube. Check out my video, like it, comment, subscribe to the channel, because I'm gonna have more videos there. Check out Greenlight, he's official. Share my video on your platforms, tag me in it, you know what I mean, and I just might bless your Cash App with some weekend money for you to go parlay with. So yeah, man, do that, and I got you, man. Real shit. Ain't no cap. What they say, no kizzy. I mean, I got you, and that's what's up. But other than that, I ain't see no more new music. NFL. Listen, nothing new happened. I ain't gonna talk about shit that is rumored, because that's just a waste of time. NBA. Listen, All-Star game came out. I told y'all the reserves and the starters. Actually, I don't know if I told y'all the reserves. But in the West, I think they were Chris Paul, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, someone else, East. Listen, man, I don't really remember. Y'all can check this stuff out. I ain't gonna do y'all like that. Hold on, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna give y'all exactly who the reserves is and stuff like that. I ain't gonna shortchange y'all. So Devin Booker, he replaced Anthony Davis, because obviously he's injured, and the Lakers have been suffering and sucking lately. I think they lost like 3, 4 straight since AD went out, and he wasn't playing the best anyway. But to not have him is really, really hurting them. Fuck is this damn All-Star picks? My bad, y'all. I'm just trying to find this out. All right, so in the West, we got Anthony Davis, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, and Zion Williamson. And in the East, we got Jaylen Brown, James Harden, Zach LaVine, Julius Randle, shout out to the Knicks, Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum, Nikola Vucevic. So, congratulations to all of them. I think the East is really loaded this year. I think they should win it, but you never know. Because they got Dame over there in the West, Donovan Mitchell. I think Steph is a starter. Paul George. They got a squad still, man. So, yeah, man, the Lakers been losing a lot. They just got blown out by the Jazz. And LeBron ain't got no help. Schroeder's out. Davis is out. I mean, who else is going to really do anything? Let's be honest. The Knicks is still doing well. They still balling. Shout out to Julius Randle making the All-Star team. I think, is this his first time? I'm pretty sure this is his first time. Yeah. Zach LaVine, Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle, all first-time All-Star selections, so that's dope. The Knicks got an All-Star. I think it's their first one probably since Melo. And, yeah, man, I mean, my Knicks is about to be back in the playoffs. And we ain't going to win it, but it's going to be good to see because it's definitely been a while. I don't think there's any like big news in the NBA that's going on. Meek Mill apologized for that Kobe bar. That was kind of trash. So, I mean, that's that. NASCAR got their first Arab female driver. So I think that was pretty dope. I think she's going to race this weekend in like the Daytona or some shit. There's like some in like political news. I think they're investigating. I think it's New York's governor, Andrew Cuomo. I think he's the governor, or he's the mayor. He's one of the two. I don't know what the fuck he is, but it's like some abuse fucking shit or sexual abuse or something like that case. Everyone's calling on an investigation for it. So, yeah, I mean, he probably did that shit, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt till he sees a court. That's all I know about that. I seen that shit at the gym. I didn't really like watch the news and catch what was going on, so I don't know. And yeah, man, I think that's all I got for y'all today. Listen. Let's take criticism not as criticism, and let's just look at it as a way to improve. Okay. Not everybody's gonna cheer for you when you feel like you're winning and when you feel like you're doing good. You still gotta keep putting the work in, and you still gotta just keep chasing after your goals, even though you feel like nobody believes in you. All you need is you to believe in you, and you can get anything done, and you can achieve anything. All right. Take care of your mental health. Take care of your physical health. Eat healthy as well. Fruits and vegetables. You could live off of water too. Try to stay away from red meats. Stay away from pork. And dairy products it's not the best for you either. If you're black or Hispanic, these health problems are easily susceptible to. Diabetes, high cholesterol, obesity, overweight. These are things that you can avoid just by eating differently. So, if you haven't been to the doctor in a while, Just go get a doc. Go to the doctor, get a checkup. Just all you need to do is get your blood work done. Ask to get your blood work done and see the results, and they'll tell you if you have high cholesterol, if you have diabetes, if you have pre-diabetes, if you're on the verge of high cholesterol, if you're overweight, etc. Okay, so health is wealth. If you don't care about those type of things, and you're gonna die anyway, like all of us, and when your time comes, then don't worry about it. This isn't for you. But if you're just trying to live, if you're trying to better your chances, because I'm not gonna say this is gonna help you live longer. If you're trying to better your chances, then just get a little checkup, man. If you don't want to get a checkup, that's fine. You can still just pretend that you're on the verge of high cholesterol. Pretend you're on the verge of pre-diabetes or diabetes, and just change your eating habits. All right, don't eat late at night. You really don't have to eat in the morning. Just drink water. Maybe eat some fruit or something, some light fruit. Eat a nice lunch. Listen, I should be like a life coach or something, man, because I really feel like I be having the information, the keys, But yeah, man, listen, eat healthy, stay active, stay mentally fit, stay mentally ready, plan and prepare and progress. That's the 3 P's. If you remember anything I said off this podcast, this episode, just that's the takeaway. Plan, prepare, progress. Hey, one more. And pray. All right. So I hope everybody has a good weekend. Hope everybody, has fun or just relaxes. Spend time with some family or friends, your children, whomever can make you smile. Read a book. Watch a movie. Learn something this weekend. Try a new hobby or try something new. If the weather permits, go outside. And yeah, man, I will check y'all out again. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's your boy O. I'm out.